basically the reason people were so upset is 3 words: mean people suck.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really bothering me too, just seeing my Facebook feed blown up with all of these over-the-top, gloating posts. And I finally said something yesterday, I think it was, and I just said, if love won, then why is my Facebook feed flooded with hate-filled posts? And I got a lot of likes on that, and I got quite a few good comments. And I just said, I have friends on both sides of this issue, but what really bothers me is this in-your-face gloating that is going on against Christians, because a lot of Christians do have legitimate concerns, and especially fellow conservatives, they need to stand back for a second and listen to what their fellow conservatives are concerned about, because we're seeing all of this hate that is geared toward people who disagree with the lifestyle, which just isn't fair. And in fact, at the summit, the most interesting conversation I had was with a man who came over to our table, and he was making notes on the I'm a Conservative ad as it was playing. And so he stopped and he introduced himself, and Chandra and we asked if there was anything we could help him with. And he said, well, you're probably going to really not like me very much. We're like, why? He said, well, you see, I'm the most unusual person you're going to meet here this weekend. He said, I am a gay liberal. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what brought you here today? And he said, well, I'm here representing my magazine. I can't remember what the title of it was. I should have written it down. But he said, I'm here representing that, and I'm just gathering information. And he said, I wanted to find other opinions on what is going on, especially with the gay marriage ruling. And so I thought I would come here because these are probably the most opposite people from me that I could think of. And so I was just wondering what you thought. And so he asked us a few questions, and we answered them. And it turned into a really great conversation because I asked him right out, I was like, well, what's the purpose of the marriage? Are you celebrating, or is it to be used as a weapon? He said, because what the biggest concern is for most conservatives, especially Christians, is that we're seeing these businesses be targeted and sued and put out of business simply because they're declining to bake a cake or cater a wedding. They don't hate anybody, they just don't want to participate in something that they feel goes against their belief system. And this is what shocked me, because he got kind of a little furrowed brow on his forehead, and he goes, well, I don't really understand that either, because if I wanted to get married, why would I go to a church or a business that didn't support my decision? And then I just kind of smiled and I teased him and I said, well, you better be careful because you're starting to sound like a conservative. And then, of course, he did the fake outrage and said, oh my gosh, I need intervention.
It was kind of fun, too, because that's a line that I told a few people there. I said, look, because they were saying, what do we do with messaging with this? Because people would come to us asking about messaging. And I said, look, guys, the reason it passed ultimately, I don't like how they did it and they overrode state rights and all that kind of stuff. But the reason it was coming and guaranteed everywhere soon is because, in a way, they're right. They're simply saying our choice doesn't take away other people's choice. And therefore, they should have the right to that choice. Here's the problem. I said, when you talk to them, don't attack the gay marriage. Say, yeah, you want to get married? Fine. Here's the question. Do you want that to be a celebration? Do you want your wedding to be a celebration or a weapon? If you want it to be a celebration, you are a gay conservative. If you want it to be a weapon, if you want to target businesses, churches, and so forth that you don't like and use your celebration as a weapon to harm others, then you're a liberal, gay liberal. So you have a choice. You can be a gay conservative and celebrate, or a gay liberal and use it as a weapon. And we had a lot of people walk away from the table. I like that. In every single issue, as you start going through issue after issue after issue, the goal of the Democrat is always to control those around them. All right, and that's why they believe in equal outcomes. In the Borg, you have equal outcomes. Nobody is rich in the Borg or poor. Nobody has more or less. It's always evened out.